What's going on, guys? If you are a Jaguars fan, do me a favor and be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and share, and that thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you, Doug Penderson is a real good football coach, and I think he has done an excellent job coaching the Jaguars. Could the Jaguars go 2-1? Right now, they are beating the Chargers 16-7 in Los Angeles. They're playing fantastic on both sides of the ball. The defense is getting pressure some to Herbert. The offensive line is blocking. They hadn't allowed Trevor Lawrence to be sacked. I think Doug Penderson was the best hire for the Jaguars. He is coaching and calling plays to the Jaguars' strengths. He's not trying to throw these deep balls. He's having Trevor Lawrence get the ball out of his hands quick passes. And between James Robertson and Etienne, however you say his name, they're running the ball with ease. I mean, this offensive line is actually blocking for these running backs. Maybe Kirby Smart needs to watch some of this game so he can show his offensive line coach how to get your offensive line to actually block and open up holes for a running back. But what a game plan that Penderson and this coaching staff is doing. You used to couldn't watch the Jaguars. Now, it is actually fun to watch the Jaguars actually play. You can't wait to see how they gonna produce on the field. And boy, I tell you, they've produced. I mean, who do you block on the defense? Are you going to try to single block Trayvon Walker? Or single block Josh Allen? Or double block them? You block them, then you got to worry about the defensive line. Now, I will admit, Trevor Lawrence has overthrown some receivers, but he has got the ball to him quite a bit. And Doug Penderson is the right coach for Trevor Lawrence to learn from. He used to be a quarterback in his day. He knows what it takes to be a quarterback. But I'm going to tell you, I'm enjoying watching the Jaguars. And I will give them a thumbs up for the way they playing on both sides of the ball. The Los Angeles Chargers, they can't hardly do nothing. Eckler hadn't hardly ran the ball and gained yards. Now here towards the start of the half, he was catching some balls over the middle and running upfield, trying to get them in field goal range before halftime. Y'all, it is fun to watch these Jaguars now. And like I said, you used to couldn't hardly watch them. Now, don't get me wrong, you could watch them, but it was hard because you didn't know if they was going to win a game or produce on the field. And another thing, everybody that bashed and downed Trayvon Walker when the Jaguars selected him first pick of the draft, that man has got a sack in preseason, which I know that don't count because them games don't count. But he actually had a sack in his first NFL debut and an interception. And granted, he didn't get a sack against the Colts. He ain't had a sack against the Chargers today. But he still causes havoc. He shoulda, and he almost had a sack on Herbert. But Herbert got away. Trayvon Walker, to me, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Georgia fan. I'm not saying this because he played for Georgia. But Trayvon Walker has done good this season. And you don't have to have sacks and all that stuff. This man has produced on the field this year. If he goes to get pressure on the quarterback and he's double teamed, that opens up for a defensive lineman to get in there and sack the quarterback or get pressure on the quarterback because they're having to double team Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. I knew when the Jaguars drafted Trayvon Walker that he was going to be an excellent player for the Jaguars. And I'm not taking nothing away from Aiden Hutchinson because that man has balled out for Detroit this year. He had 3 sacks against the Redskins. Trayvon Walker is doing an excellent job and playing a very good football game for the Jaguars, and Aiden Hutchinson is having a great game for the Detroit Lions. Even though Aiden Hutchinson didn't play today against the Vikings because he was hurt. I believe the Jaguars can pull this game out and go 2-1. I look forward for Sundays now so I can watch the Jaguars. Christian Kirk, they picked up from the Arizona Cardinals, has had an excellent game for the Jaguars this season. Zay Jones, they picked up from the Raiders. Man, these two players have produced for the Jaguars. And if you telling me or asking me, that's the Jaguars' two best receivers. And Evan Ingram that they brought over, picked up from the Giants. The Jaguars are finally getting playmakers on that team. Or should I say on this team. And I think that's what the Jaguars have been missing. Is playmakers. And going out and getting the right players for their system to produce. What a game the Jaguars are having today. They are leading in their division right now. They are first. You couldn't say that last year or the year before that. And I'm not taking nothing away from Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. But I think he needs a little bit more of mechanics to his game. I think his arm strength needs to get a little bit stronger. And I think in due time, being coached under Doug Penderson, Trevor Lawrence is going to be an awesome quarterback and one of the greatest quarterbacks that the Jaguars have had since David Gerard, whatever. And it's slipping my Mark Brunell. He might even end up being better than Mark Brunell. Guys, we can actually watch and enjoy the Jaguars now. To me, they have a team and they can actually compete with anybody. I'm not saying they're going to go to the playoffs this year. Doug Penderson's first year. But this guy is going to be an excellent coach for the Jaguars. He took Philadelphia, the Eagles, and won a Super Bowl with them. Let's hope that he can do that for the Jaguars. I watch my college ball on Saturdays, and then I look forward to Sundays to watch the Jaguars. I used to tell people I can't hardly watch the Jaguars. I mean, they let you down. It gets depressing watching them. But now, you can actually watch and enjoy the Jaguars. The Jaguars are finally back. And I'm not saying they're back to make it to the playoffs. I'm not saying they're back to win a Super Bowl. But the Jaguars are finally back where you can actually watch them. They have the momentum right now on both sides of the ball to win this game and go 2-1. Can they keep that momentum up second half? The way they playing on both sides of the ball, I believe they can. The Chargers is struggling on offense. And I don't know if that's because Justin Herbert is hurt still having a little bit of issues with his ribs, or if it's just because the defense is getting to him and getting pressure to him, and he's struggling and don't have enough time to get the ball out of his hands. And when he does, he's underthrowing a receiver or overthrowing a receiver because he's being rushed by the defense of the Jaguars. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and share, and that thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. It supports my channel out greatly. I can't wait to watch the second half of this ball game. I'm gonna tell you, the Jaguars have two playmakers on the edge on that defense, and they're gonna be a problem. Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker is going to be a problem for teams for years to come. And like I said, Trayvon Walker might not have a sack this game, but he is almost getting to Justin Herbert. And if you block him, then that's going to leave Josh Allen open to make a play, or one of the defensive linemen. You don't have to have great stats to be an awesome player. If you can keep getting pressure to the quarterback and it's causing other players on that defense, your teammates, to end up with a sack, that's just as good. I was all for the Jaguars drafting Trayvon Walker. Not saying that Aiden Hutchinson wasn't a great and awesome player coming out of college. But I was glad to see my Jaguars, my home team, draft Trayvon Walker. The Jaguars found something when they drafted him. They found a player to team up with Josh Allen on the end of that line, on that edge. Now, granted, he does need to work more on his technique. He needs to learn more how to spin off of defenders or swim underneath defenders off of the edge. But he is still a great player. And I can admit, like I just said, he does need to work some more and work his craft more on moves to get better pass rush to the quarterback. But if he can use his strength and his power and push offensive linemen into the quarterback, hey, I'm all for it. Like I said, you got Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker coming off of the edge. That's a hard duo to stop. Because if you stop Josh Allen, then you got to worry about Trayvon Walker. If you stop Trayvon Walker, then you got to worry about Josh Allen. Jaguars are playing lights out on both sides of the ball, y'all. It is great to have the Jaguars back. I appreciate y'all watching my video. And like I said, if this is your first time on my channel, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and share, and that thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed day and enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. And go Jaguars. Let's go, baby.